Hey there, historians. This is a walkthrough of your lesson, Bonanza Farms. When this lesson is over, your goal is that you can identify the key features of a Bonanza farm and explain the impact of the Bonanza farm on North Dakota. So here's a great background video made by some students to explain what a Bonanza farm is and what happened at Bonanza Farms. We have multiple pages of instruction this week, so we start off here. This audio file will read you this information. This image will take you to the North Dakota Social Studies online textbook if you want to learn more about Bonanza farming. In this lesson, we don't get into the specifics of the people who started the Bonanza farming so much, so if you really want to understand the specific farmers, I highly encourage you to use the images and go to the North Dakota Studies website. Again, we continue learning about Bonanza farms, what they are. This audio file will read you this information and some additional information that could be found in the image link. When we get to slide 5, that's our first slide of our activity, and it says use the labels at the right to identify the key elements of a Bonanza farm. You will need to identify what is an element of a Bonanza farm and what is not an element of a Bonanza farm. So what are Bonanza farms? What are not Bonanza farms? And that, if I go to my edit mode, looks like this. So is a Bonanza farm very large, small? Is it a wheat farm? Is it run by a small family? Is it run like a factory? Is it 3,000 to 75,000 acres? Is it mostly owned by bankers, investors, and businessmen? Does it grow a diversity of crops? And then your critical thinking question is, a factory is a business in which each worker does a certain job in order to produce large quantities of a product. Explain why a Bonanza farm could be called a factory farm. So again, you'll understand all of that after you go through your instruction. Now there is an additional activity slide this week. If you were to start your own Bonanza farm in North Dakota, where would you place it and what crop would you grow? Use the markers at the bottom of the map and place them on the map to indicate your location and chosen crop. So you're just going to choose one of these crops, and then this is your marker for your Bonanza farm. Would you start a Bonanza farm in the Missouri Plateau? Would you start it in the Drift Prairie, or would you start it in the Red River Valley? So you're just going to, in edit mode, you're just going to drag this and place it wherever you would want to start your Bonanza farm, and then choose one of these crops, and then you're going to drop that wherever your farm is to say, hey, I want to grow beans, I want to grow corn, I want to grow wheat, I want to grow potatoes. If you are looking on learning more about Bonanza farms, if this is fascinating to you, this is another student-created slideshow, paper slideshow that explains Bonanza farms. These two are full documentaries about Bonanza farms. This one from Prairie Public is about 30 minutes long. This one from UND Geography Department is about 15 minutes long. This one's from the Fargo Parks Department. This video down here, it just gives you some fun facts about farming. It's about farming and about Bonanza farms in particular, especially those near Castleton, North Dakota. And then this is like, what would farming be like in today's time? So if you're curious how things have changed, this could be an interesting video for you to compare and contrast what you've learned from Bonanza farming to what's happening in our region now. Your goal when all this is done is that you can identify the key features of a Bonanza farm and explain the impact of the Bonanza farm on North Dakota. Good luck, historians.